Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. On the issue of Lady Halima and the false theology that we had discussed in the month of Ramadan, it has raised a few questions, so I wish to add clarity to the whole issue. We spoke of the verses in Surah Qasas about Nabi Musa and his mother. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the verses of Surah Al-Qasas, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَىٰ أُمِّ مُوسَىٰ أَنْ أَرْضِعِيهِ. And we inspired or revealed to the mother of Moses that wet nurse him. فَإِذَا خِفْتِ عَلَيْهِ. And if you become fearful for his life, فَأَلْقِيهِ فِي الْيَمِّ. Then cast him to the sea, or place him, as you know very well, within a basket, and place the basket within the sea. وَلَا تَخَافِي وَلَا تَحْزَنِي. And do not have any fear nor any grief. إِنَّا رَادُوهُ إِلَيْكِ. We will indeed cause him to be returned to you. Now, Moses has been sent away by the mother of Moses. Pharaoh and his group retrieve that basket and they find a little baby. What happens after that is, Allah states, وَحَرَّمْنَا عَلَيْهِ الْمَرَاضِعَ. And we made all the wet nurses haram on Moses. In other words, he did not drink the milk of any other woman. Then in the next verse, Allah says, فَرَدَدْنَاهُ إِلَىٰ أُمِّهِ. And thus we caused him to be returned to his mother. كَيْ تَقَرَّ عَيْنُهَا. So that her eyes may be gladdened. وَلَا تَحْزَنَ. And that she may not grieve. وَلِتَعْلَمَ أَنَّ وَعْدَ اللَّهِ حَقٌّ. And so that she may know that the promise of Allah is truthful. So Allah promises her that He will cause Moses to be returned to her. And in order to fulfill this promise, the milk of every other wet nurse was made haram on Moses. Now this is what the Quran is saying. Unfortunately, our theologians have constructed a false theology on these verses. And they say that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, by priority, ought to have the best milk that is available. What I said here was that the Prophet Muhammad did not drink the milk of his mother, Bibi Amina. And without a doubt, the milk of Bibi Amina was better than any other milk. Some say that the reason for this is that Bibi Amina died. The answer is no, she did not die. She was alive till the age when the Prophet was 6 years old. So Bibi Amina did not breastfeed Prophet Muhammad, but as was the culture of the time, the Prophet Muhammad was given to Bibi Halima, so that Bibi Halima could wet nurse the Prophet. Now at this point, Islam had not come, so Bibi Halima was not a Muslim. Without a doubt, Lady Amina was belonging to the faith of Hanif, the Abrahamic faith of worshipping only one God. But we are not sure of the status of Bibi Halima, whether she belonged to the Hanafi faith. Even if she did belong to the Hanafi faith, Bibi Amina was still better than her in her status, since she was the direct mother of the Prophet. So here we are told through speculation that Bibi Amina could not produce sufficient milk. But then on the other hand, we have a narration that states that the breast through which Bibi Halima fed the Prophet Muhammad had no milk, and Allah miraculously induced milk therein. So the same God who could produce milk within Bibi Halima could by priority have produced milk within Bibi Amina. The point I was trying to make here is that this is false assumption and false theology. This milk issue has no relation to the greatness of the Prophet. And sometimes we are extrapolating meanings from the Quran that are alien to the truth altogether. So now we are told that the Prophet had said that my intercession is incumbent upon my parents and Bibi Halima. So how can Bibi Halima not have been a Muslim? I agree, Bibi Halima was a Muslim. After the Prophet proclaimed prophethood, historically, Bibi Halima with her husband came to see the Prophet. And according to reports, she is buried in Jannatul Baqi. So the intercession of the Prophet for her is there in any case. And had she died before Islam, she had died a sincere soul who was not against God in any case. This shows the limitations of our minds in which we say the intercession is only for a Muslim. Intercession is not only for a Muslim. Intercession of the Prophet may be for every good-hearted soul if they believed in the Prophet in one way or another sincerely. Now we are told that Imam Sadiq Salamullah alayhi has said that we must be very careful of the milk mother that we choose because she leaves her impact upon us. Undoubtedly, this is true. Who can deny? But maybe we are applying it wrongfully. There is a bit of a confusion in how to apply this rule. And I want to give this more clarity. The quality of milk does determine what the child becomes, generally, but not in every case. How? Bibi Hawa had the purest of milk. Nabi Adam was the purest of souls on the face of this earth. They have two sons, Habil and Kabil. Despite drinking the best milk of Bibi Hawa, Kabil kills Habil. We find many other instances in which people have consumed milk of not such good people and have turned out to be finest moral and spiritual human beings. Similarly, the Prophet ﷺ says, do not marry very close cousins or the first cousins because the defects that are inherited through them genetically will take 7 generations to be cleansed off. This hadith is obviously true. It's talking about a facet of existence, but it is not universally true. It is true with the understanding that if genetically something is wrong, then it has a greater probability of revealing itself if those type of genes come together. However, if genetically there is nothing wrong, then cousin marriages will not produce offsprings that have any defects in them. And we see within the Ahlul Bayt, first cousins getting married all the time, and there are no defects in them. The daughter of Imam Hussein marrying the son of Imam Hassan Salamullah alayhim ajma'in. And we see this often within the Ahlul Bayt. So these are general facets of existence, but they are not absolutely true at every instance. The Quran points at Nabi Nuh's son drowning as a disbeliever. The Quran states that Hazrat Ibrahim's father, Azar, was the enemy of God. Now some might contend that the son of Nabi Nuh was a stepson, or the father of Nabi Ibrahim was his uncle. And the Quran calls him father in accordance with the language of the time. Even then, they are very close in blood relation. For example, take the case of Abu Lahab, the paternal uncle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Comes from the grandfather of the Prophet, Hazrat Abdul Muttalib, the purest blood. So Abdul Muttalib, on the one hand, has a son, Hazrat Abdullah, who is the father of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and on the other hand, has a son who Allah promises hellfire to. Similarly, if Hazrat Ibrahim was the first one who declared himself as the Muslim, then whose milk did Hazrat Ibrahim consume? So when we look at this very carefully, we find that we need to be factual when we are trying to discern things and decipher things. We need to use our minds and reason. We cannot be emotive about things. We cannot be so emotional that truth becomes distorted, and then based on false assumptions, we create a belief system that is equally unrealistic and away and removed from the truth. The problem with that is that there will come a time when facts come to the fore, and the generations to come will see them. And when they see that these are facts and whatever we were taught was inconsistent with factual history as it stands, then the whole basis of their belief system and theology in Islam will collapse altogether. Whereas, if we can understand the truth for what it is worth, we will be empowered to arrive at the truth in a most glorious manner. And two, we will not be afraid of asking questions, because at the most what can happen is false theology will break and we arrive at a greater truth. So my whole intention was to just point that certain theology is fanciful, built on false premise, and we need to be factual and clear when it comes to our theology. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.